States of America? And the answer is this: we are not angering the United States of America. They are angering themselves. They are not going to tell me what relationship I have with Fidel Castro. We have that friendship with Cuba as part of a world alliance of third world nations that are fighting for justice for poor people in the world. And I tell you as the party leader, as long as this party is in power, we intend to walk through the world on our feet and not on our knees.
Why did you do it? I mean,
because it is a matter of principle. Because to me it is an absolute matter of principle, and it isn't negotiable, and it will never be, no matter what price is paid. It is not negotiable for me to believe that a small country has to determine its policy by reference to what some powerful neighbor feels.
Welcome again to Life with Jennifer JM, and I'm your girl Auntie Jen, and my viewers, my friend and my subscriber. Wow. You listened to that clip before with Michael Manley. And leaders like them never want. People will say them are going to stand up and not going to make nobody push them around. That's why they never really like, Michael Manley. And that's one of the reasons why the United States now like Michael Manley back in them days. And that's why Edward Seaga was one of them who was used as a little spy out. And that's why them do anything if you take him down 1980, because he was a friend with Fidel Castro and Manley. And Castro was good, such a good friend. That's Castro built the Cuban school. They want to see everybody enjoy in our Jamaica. It was under Michael Manley and Fidel Castro friendship. Gavin Maciel, Ose Marty, GC Foster College. Anytime when I see them, remember Michael Manley and Fidel Castro that left a legacy for generations to come. You hear me? What does America do to Jamaica? But then I want to see you be friend with them enemy. Yeah, some people still like that. With them and you not talk, you not have to talk to who they not talk to. Manley would have none of it. Have none of it. But right now, if Michael Manley was alive and see this kind of situation right now, where you see the Jamaica Labour Party want to cast up on the country, want to hijack democracy and come in with a dictatorship method. This whole reform of constitutional reform by him and Marlene Malawi Ford. I want the Jamaica people to open your eyes. Open your eyes and see what is happening. Proposed constitutional dictatorship. And this article was written by Peter S. Bune. I don't know if I pronounce his name right, but I don't know how I talk. I want another to pay key attention and share this video out. This is not about likes and view. This is about opening our eyes to reality. Right? Those who study the history of any country recognize that certain event and turning point taking the country in a different direction, whether for good or bad. In Jamaica case, over the last 200 years, we can identify 5 major turning points. 1834 to 1838, emancipation and full freedom from enslaved. 1865, the Morant Bay Rebellion leading to a new constitution wherein Jamaica was ruled directly from London Crown Colony rule. In 1884, a new constitution was given to Jamaica wherein pure Crown Colonies rule was replaced by a council composed of 9 elected members and 9 nominated by governor, who share with both a casting vote and a veto. Only persons with property could vote. So if you don't own nothing, you can't vote. But when I look back on this, I think this would play some good part now in Jamaica. that then couldn't just go on the roadside, go pick up anybody on election day and run, go carry them, for go give them money, for go vote. It should have been people who understand and have something for true, take part and vote. Because them wouldn't really understand what voting is for. All them do is sell a vote. And a them cast a mess in Jamaica now. Who sell them vote? Them don't really understand nothing about politics, but just sell vote for $5,000 one box of food, 25 chicken, a bag of fertilizer. Yeah? One bag of fertilizer no all sell on a vote for. One bag of fertilizer, and then just walk around, and then you know one sheet of zinc, and then you know one plywood, then buy one stove or fridge if you want, if you get your vote. The vote where them want you get, you know, is to make them richer, you know. Kind of really, election is not about you, it's about the people. When you sell your vote. So in those days, you couldn't just vote. You'd have to have land in order to vote. In 1994, a new constitution was given under universal adult suffrage. And in 1962, a new constitution was given as Jamaica is granted political independence with the British monarch as head of state. The lower house is elected while the upper house, the Senate, is appointed. The plan of the present Holness government is that 2025 will be a sixth major turning point in 200 years, as Jamaica is again to get a new constitution. The trouble is, whereas previous generally led to a political process, the present proposal represents a backward step toward dictatorship, which must be strenuously resisted, my people. Is a backward step towards dictatorship. Why is this so? Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs tabled the Constitution Amendment of Republic Act 24 in the Parliament, intended to abolish the constitutional monarchy and the transition of Jamaica to a republic. If the Holness government has their way republic, we technically might become, but in reality, it will be a constitutional dictatorship with the Prime Minister as the dictator. So that's where they're heading, you know. That's why I say them I try to rush this thing, rush it through. Because you notice one at a time, they never try to rush it through, and then I try to make the opposition have nothing, and they say they come out publicly and say there are ways to get around without have any dialogue with the opposition, not have no dialogue with me, not have none with you, and whatever them say, where we have to go by. Do you want to accept that? Do you want to accept that? If there's anything worse than two major political parties colluding on the type of constitutional that solidifies their serial hegemony, it would be for the ruling party to do a power grab and have it their way and their way only, without any meaningful consultation. That is where we are. A government that is committed to true democracy would have been careful to set up a constitutional reform committee truly representing the Jamaican people, which would then conduct widespread public education and the option and the public consultation to find out what the people want. You could tell that something was wrong when the minister chose who would represent the church, the youth, the civil society. The party in power already knew the type of constitution it want, what them want. So there was no need for the public education or consultation. You know, so them people are really upset my spirit. You know, they really upset my spirit. But you not go on, man. You not go on. They have a saying for say, man a plan and God a wife. Once I heard that the strategy the government was pursuing was a two-phase approach, wherein phase one only matters to do with removing the British monarchy as head of state were under discussion, with all other matters left. For phase two, I was convinced that ginnalship was at work big time. Ginnalship. I was right. Phase one must give the ruling party all power it needs to make the other changes it wishes without the concurrence of the opposition. That is real dictatorship. That is real dictatorship. Open your eyes, Jamaicans. This approach requires the bare minimum of consensus. Only on matters requiring a referendum, the opposition and civil society are asked to support the removal of the monarchy, with no guarantees or even serious discussion about other important matters that the ruling party could push through Parliament without any consensus at that point. Not even the opposition would have any leverage to prevent the ruling party amending the constitution to give themselves more power. That is ginnalship. That is dictatorship. The real power of the opposition party is felt when the constitutional amendment requires a two-thirds majority in the Senate. Presently, the upper house is conferred with 13 government and 8 opposition senators, such that at least the opposition senator must break rank and vote with the government. This is the major safeguard that will be rare. So right now, that's what we hope is. Because they can pass anything in the parliament because they have a majority. So we have to depend now that the PMP senators stick together and none don't try to ever agree. And that's where they're going to meet. I think the PMP is good at this now and understand exactly the ginnalship of this dictatorship. But if they get to change it, listen what they will do now. Any party wishing to be dictatorial must eradicate the safeguard. So they would eradicate that. So in the new constitution, what they are trying to do now, listen people, me have point it out little by little so you understand it. The new constitution does so with fineness in the Senate of the proposed Republic of Jamaica. Listen what them are trying to do. The government shall nominate 15 of the senators, with the opposition nominating 9. And the president now will appoint 3. His choice, it will be easy for the government to win the two-thirds majority of vote, 18-9, if all of the president 3 Senate appointee vote with the government, which is only to be expected, because if I them put them there, that them are going to do. So that's what they are trying to do, people. I want you to listen this good. That's where this government, this ginnalship, this dictatorship government, that's what they intend to do when they talk about getting phase 1 to go through, is to give them the whole control. Then maybe I'll change election and we don't have it till every 10 years. This will be easy since the president is selected solely by the PM and the president's Senate appointees are almost sure to be sympathetic once the proposed Jamaica Republic is in place and the ruling party has two-thirds majority in the lower house, and they are due now. The PM will be able to pass any constitutional amendment he wishes to give himself more power or take away civil rights without consensus, consultation, or discussion. That is dictatorship. I say that the president is selected solely by the PM. The draft bill table last week said that if the parties cannot agree on consensus candidate, the Prime Minister shall determine the nominee. That's what the bill had passed on and say, and then advise the Speaker and the Senate. This is even more dictatorial than the CRC report, which stated that Section 4. So even them go back, go revise and set it differently from even when the PMP and the other rest of people that was there. This a dictatorship, people. This a ginnalship. Because they know them back against the wall and so much of them under investigation and them are trying to protect themselves. And if they can't do this to protect themselves, that's what it is all about, my people. The Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition East is empowered to make a separate nomination to be confirmed by both the House of Parliament, sitting jointly on a vote of an absolute majority of each house, voting separately by a secret ballot. Voting separately in the draft act, the PM nominee for president shall be put to a confirmation vote conducted by a secret ballot at a joint sitting of the House of Parliament. In a joint sitting, the ruling party will effectively have 18 senators to the opposition 9. A small majority in the lower house cast by a close election will therefore be easily negated. This is dictatorship. What a piece of ginnalship. My people, this is nothing for us to sit down and take for a joke. This is talking about our future, our children's future, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and the generation to come. If we sit down, they are depending upon us now. We are here now and we must defend it by any cost. We must get rid of this government forthwith. He has no good intention for the people, only for himself and his cronies. No good leadership. As you hear what Michael Manley said, he don't allow people to dictate. Don't allow nobody to dictate our future. Remember to like, share, and to subscribe to the channel, Life with Jennifer JM. Leave a comment and the conversation continue. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.